How y'all doing? Jason, I am back with how to move to Thailand, and thank you guys for checking out our channel. We are helping so many people in so many different ways, and we're so excited. And as I like to say, we're a very small channel, but we just kind of give game and information that hopefully can continue to progress in you guys' life. So let's not waste time. Let's kind of get into the topic. So today, let's talk about, part two. I wanted to add on, the biggest mistake that I've made, moving to Thailand on part two. So now, what happened to me? So, and I don't see a lot of people talking about this, right? So my bank account was frozen, right? So essentially I have TD Bank, right? So as you know, TD Bank is a bank from the States. I believe its headquarters in Canada. That's where it all started, I believe, but don't quote me on that. So I have credit cards. Yes, I have credit cards, but most of my funds was in TD Bank. And they said, sir, we froze your account. And I said, for what? For fraud. And I'm like, what fraud? I tried to make some transfer to take care of some bill stuff that I need to, to take care of, some transfers. And what was really upsetting to me, I'm like, guys, I did not report fraud. So why you guys just go ahead and freeze my account, which is a nightmare. I said, this is where most of my money is stored, my savings. So we're not talking about something that I just use to kind of pay for things. This is my savings account, and I normally would transfer to kind of like pay certain things, because I like to keep things like, organized, to pay certain bills. So, what they said, sir, far as like, there's not much we can do. You need to come inside the location to kind of like essentially verify things. And I'm like, how am I going to verify things? I'm in Thailand. How that is not possible. There's no way possible. And they said, sir, we're going to try to kind of escalate it and see what we can do. So we went back and forth, and I escalated it, and we spoke, the headquarters branch or whatever manager, and saying, sorry, sir, like we have like things in place. Unfortunately, we cannot do things virtually. You literally have to come in. So guess what happened? I literally had to book a flight back to the States just for taking care of my banking. And just before I kind of dive a bit deeper, we created an amazing tool to help people such as yourself making the best decision. We have what we call the calculator, cost of living calculator. This is designed to help your lifestyle, to decide before you come here, making sure what things you need to look for, all the checks and balance, but making things the right way and not winging things like I've done and what a lot of people are doing. So I advise you guys to kind of check that down. It's going to be really, really helpful. Now, let's dive a bit deeper. So they say, sir, you have to come in. There's nothing to do. I was like, you guys have most of my money right now. I'm not here in Thailand to just, on vacation, but I live here. So you mean to tell me I need to book a flight back to handle this? So lesson learned, you guys, make sure you guys have backup plan with your banking, right? This can happen to anybody, and it happens quite often, believe it or not. They freeze your account because of activities, whatever. You're in Asia, things get very tricky. And there's no TD Bank, there's no branch here I can kind of just go walk in and saying like, hey, let me just kind of like, and people have told me, hey, why don't you just get a bank set up? Yes, there's different ways depending on the visa. You can get a bank account, but you have to be comfortable if you're gonna just go and move your whole funds over here in Thailand. And you got to make sure you're doing things smart and safe. We've been here now for well over 9 years. And, as a couple, I advise you guys to kind of like educate yourself like a bit and understand what you're getting into, because you can wreck yourself. I literally had to spend a few thousands as far as like last minute flight, and I stayed in hotels. Obviously, I have family and friends back home. I crashed for a little bit, but it still added up, pretty much, because I had to come back. So this was such a huge, mistake. And there's no one really to tell you these things until you go through these experiences and, like, what can go wrong, right? And these are the things that can go wrong. Your money can be frozen. And then guess what? Hopefully you have like credit cards that will last you through, but like things, if you're looking to come move here, we did not plan for that, right? So we need to understand what's the plan. What are we going to be doing with our funds? Essentially when we come here in Thailand, or are we going to stay with our international bank? What banking we're going to be looking for? Or am I looking to set up a bank here, and how much I'm going to be transferring in? So I think we need to be very, very intentional. And if not, it's going to cost you some, it's going to cost you. So I hope I can be a testament, to you guys, to being a bit more mindful. And I get it. You guys see all these videos, everyone thriving in Thailand and this and that. But I have, to admit, most people that you see on these videos and then are not really living here. They're here for a short period of time. They're trying to build whatever they're looking to build, but they're not really living here. And they don't want to talk about like, hey, I have to go back at this because things have ran out, or I what I planned for didn't work out. So I see a lot of people not having, backup plan. So many stories. People don't have insurance. They got like hurt or whatever, and they have to spend thousands of dollars. I see people have different medical conditions, and they didn't really plan for certain things, and the way they thought things was going to work, it didn't. And and it's really disheartening, and how people are leading people astray. Just pick up and go and figure it out. I'm like, pick up and go and figure it out, right? This is why most people are getting wrecked, and no one don't want to admit it. No one don't want to admit the issues that they're going through, and there are quite a bit of mistakes that they made, and they don't want to tell people, hey, I'm moving back, right? But no one wants to talk about the bad side of things, unfortunately. So I don't want to drag this video out. If this is really helpful to you guys, give a like and subscribe. Check us out. Check out, our tools that we have to offer, and hopefully this can be helpful to a lot of you amazing people. So as I would like to say, it's not bye for now, but see you soon in the lands of smiles.